Hello everybody, in today's video we'll be taking a look at the new Cubing Classroom gift box you can buy at thecubicle.us. This is basically a 2x2 through 5x5 and this is for entry-level cubers. So like if you're just getting into cubing and you'd like a package that has all the way 2x2 through 5x5, this would be great for you. I don't think this is, for world-class speed cubers at all, but we're going to take a look at all of them. So basically what you're getting in here is the MF2S, the MF3RS, the MF4S, and the MF5. And you buy them in this and you get it at a discounted price at 24 bucks for the entire thing. Now it comes with like a little handle, so I don't know if this is like, a case that you would want to bring and repackage them. I don't know, but let's go ahead and open this thing up and take a look. All right. I'm just destroying boxes over here. Don't mind me. Okay. So this is the 2x2. All right, so this is the MFS2. So I'm kind of going to do a quick review of all of them. But yeah, really light. It's a really light cube. It feels very airy. It moves quite well. I don't know what cube I would compare this to be honest, but it's definitely not a bad 2x2. Corner cutting is not quite on par with the professional stuff, but this is for beginners. But it's still very good for beginners. All right, so let's take a little bit of a closer look at the MF3RS. So yeah, this reminds me of the feeling of the Warrior W, which is this puzzle here on the right. Very similar feeling, I gotta be honest. You know what? It does move really well. And the 4x4, yeah, I felt like it definitely needs some lube. I feel like it has potential. I'm going to do a relay in this video, 2x2 through 5x5 with these after I lube them and all that kind of stuff. And I will talk about those, what I did to them in that, because that's, I think, going to be like a 4-minute segment. But yeah, this one, everything, it basically moves really, really well. But yeah, I feel like it's going to lock up on me when I start speed solving it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will. They all have the exact same colors on every side. I mean, that's like a really nice thing to have. If this is going to be your first like collection of speed cubes, that's a really nice novelty to have, is that they are all the same. And you can kind of see on this one here, it's a bit dirty too. But hey, it's a cheap price, so I wouldn't complain. And they're good cubes so far. So anyways, guys, let's take a look at that relay. So this is me just inspecting my puzzles right now. I just sped that up, and I've also sped up the relay by 25%. Not so fast that you can't really see what I'm doing, but I sped it up because the video was too long. Anyways, so let's talk about these puzzles one at a time. So first of all, the 2x2. Now the 2x2, it's a good beginner's cube. I also would rate it somewhere around an intermediate as well. If you are slower than 10 seconds on 2x2, this is definitely a really good one for you. If you are anywhere from like 7 to 10 seconds, like an intermediate type of solver, then this one will still satisfy your needs for that. But if you're faster than that, I don't really recommend it. I mean, I can get my average on this thing, but I'm pushing it. So I wouldn't use this as my main, but it's definitely great for beginners. 3x3. So the 3x3 is the best out of all of them. I can get my average with this, no problem. This is very, very close, like I said, to the feeling of the Warrior W, which I really liked. I was getting really good times with this 3x3. So I would say it's not an expert 3x3, not a world-class 3x3, but definitely better than beginners, definitely an intermediate 3x3. The 4x4, in my opinion, is easily the worst out of all of them. Now, what I've done to all of these puzzles is I just tensioned them a little bit, and I've also added DNM 37. Now, the DNM 37 to the 4x4 did open up its outer layers, but the inner layers are really, really lacking with corner cutting. So when you're doing your centers and you're doing some edge pairing and stuff, doing slices across the center, it really does affect it. It kind of lacks in corner cutting and slows you down quite a bit. So that's why I would still rate this like completely beginner's 4x4. I cannot get my average on that. I consider myself an intermediate 4x4 solver, and I don't get my average whatsoever with this puzzle. The inner layers are what's lacking. but it's great for a beginner. So this is totally packaged and marketed appropriately in my opinion. Now the 5x5, I would say it's the second worst. So again, I added DNM 37 to the 5x5 as well, and it completely opened up. The worst part about the 5x5 is the outer layers. It's the 3x3 stage. I'm not a fan of it at all. It slows me down. Don't get my average whatsoever with it. Now, as a beginner cube, it's very, very good. The inner layers on this one, though, are phenomenal. It's a really good cube for doing your centers. But when it comes to your 3x3, it's not that great. But I think that if you're a beginner cuber anyways, you're not going to be able to 3x3 this thing very well anyways. I mean, I can't even really do 3x3 stage on a 5x5 very fast just because I find that I misalign other layers while I do it. But as a beginner, you're not going to have that problem because you're not even at that stage yet. So this thing is definitely good for beginners. The 2x2 through 5x5 is awesome for beginners. So yeah, again, the 4x4 was a bit disappointing, but if you're a beginner, it's not too bad. And as a beginner set, I have to rate this for beginners. Alright guys, so there's not much more I can say about these puzzles that I didn't say during the commentary over the relay. I will just give a quick overview of these though. The 2x2, I wouldn't say that it's anywhere near like, you know, professional status for anything. Definitely good for beginners, and it could be right up in there with intermediate as well. The 3x3, obviously, like I said, is the most impressive out of them. This one is very good for me. I don't think it's good for world-class solvers. If you're sub 20, you know, anywhere from like 14 to 20 seconds, this one would be pretty good. If you're under 14, you might want to skip it, go to something else that's a little bit faster, a little bit better. The 4x4, definitely a beginner's cube. I'm not getting my average with this. I've tried to tension it, I've lubed it, and it's definitely a lot better, but it's not anywhere near the speed that I need. And I have to say the same thing with the 5x5 as well. It's definitely not my favorite that I've ever had, but if I was a beginner, I'd kill to have something like this. So yeah, so intermediate, and then 2 beginners. So yeah, definitely overall, it's a very good beginner's package. So if you're just starting up, or you know somebody who's starting up and want to gift it to them because it's technically a gift box, yeah, go ahead and pick it up. The link's at the top of the description down below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on my next video.